Hey, stay right there. Do not adjust your phone in a different orientation. It's just me, Justin from Console Kits. Welcome back to the channel. Please continue watching as you can see this horrible episode unfold where I used horrible green screen effects to give you the illusion that I'm a pro at this. But the reality is I'm just like you and I just like talking about games. Hope you enjoy. Sit back and relax and do all that YouTube stuff. Don't change the channel. We're going to be talking about the top 5 arcade cabinets of 2018. I'll let you know which ones I bought, which ones I've enjoyed the most in the last 3 months, and which ones I might regret buying. I am looking forward to the 2019 cabinets, so we'll be discussing those as well. So I'm going to switch to another view so I'm not as big and you don't start adjusting your screen and whatnot. And for a moment, I'm not going to look at the camera. I'm going to look at my screen, but don't let that distract you. Just keep watching. Okay, watch. I'm going to start looking down. That's me looking at the computer, but just keep watching, right? And then I click this button and then it changes like that. Isn't that cool? It's pretty horrible, right? Like, I'm not a pro. You probably see like green stuff around my head. But I do show a website on your screen and we can like scroll. Oh, look, I have a folder in place. There's a folder ahead of it. Look at how horrible I am at this. But just sit still. Bear with me. Give me a chance. I might be able to entertain you for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and if not, you'll leave after 3, and some of you will stick all the way to the end because you wait for all the cool stuff I talk about at the end, and thank you for that, and thank you to all the subscribers out there, and comment down below because that helps as well. I love having conversations with you guys, but as well, when you comment, YouTube seems to show and tell other people about my material and my content, and then they come in and I get more subscribers, and the more subscribers I get, the closer I get to unlocking more features. I mean, come on, YouTube is basically a game. And I play the game and I try to get things to get unlocked and get some achievements so then I can make posts and then you'll see those posts and then I'll send a link that's like, hey, the new Arcade1Up cabinet's available, and you click on it and then you buy it, and then that's really, really cool because then I helped you. That's all I'm trying to do. I promise I'm not even going to hit the monetize button. That's a button I don't even care about. Like, I'm not going to hit that button until I get like 2,000-3,000 subscribers, even though I can unlock it after 1,000, but that's not my goal. My goal is just to have a lot of fun. So stick with me and let's chat. So first, we're going to be talking about the top 5 cabinets that I own and enjoy. Now, one of them, the one we're going to start with, is not pictured here on Arcade1Up's website. It's the Arcade Atari 12-in-1 Deluxe. This is my favorite cabinet. Yeah, that's right. We're starting with my favorite cabinet. You know, a lot of the other YouTubers will kind of push that to the end. No. We're going in reverse. I'm giving you all the cool stuff up front. Well, it kind of depends on your perspective because, see, if you're interested in knowing what cabinets I hate the most, those are to the end. But that's okay. I'll just run through them really, really quick, and you'll be interested. So the 12-in-1, if you're not familiar with it, it has 12 games in it. They're all from Atari, and it has no joystick, right? So it's got a trackball, and it's got a spinner, and it got some buttons. And this one's just a little bit more expensive than either the Asteroids or the Centipede, but it's both of those like combined. And I think it's great. I did not play these games when I was a kid. I was born in 1981, so these games were kind of before my time, and I'm having a blast playing them. Now, if you did play these as a kid, at an actual arcade and expect the spinners to be just as good as your memory as a kid, from what I've read, they're not. But for me, this is pretty good. Now, if Arcade1Up comes out with a replacement trackball, I'm probably going to get one because I think that'd be able to improve my gameplay. As is, my favorite game on this cabinet is Quantum, and I can get to level 10 on it, so not too bad. So I think the the trackball is not that bad because I can still get pretty far in the game. Now, as for the spinner, I play let's see, Tempest a little bit, and I'm really not very good at that game. And I want to blame the spinner that's on the cabinet. And so if Arcade1Up comes up with an upgrade for that, which they claim they will be making upgrade parts available in 2019, I'll probably pick one up. And then if I'm still not very good at the game, I'm just going to burn the cabinet. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set it on fire, and that'll be the end of the 1201 cabinet. Not really. That's just a joke. That was just, some people really like it when a YouTuber will say things like that. So I was giving it a shot as a train wreck. This is a train wreck. I knew this was going to be a train wreck. I knew this was going to be a bad... Okay, let me get it back together. 12-in-1 cabinet is awesome. If you don't have one, you should get one. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. If you have Asteroids and Centipede already, throw them away and get the Arcade 12, this 12-in-1 cabinet. It's better. For those of you that already have the 12-in-1, you know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Number 2. The number 2 cabinet that I think is the greatest is the Street Fighter cabinet. Now, I will tell you why. You're probably expecting me to tell you why, but guess what? I'm going to tell you. The reason why the Street Fighter cabinet is so great is because it's the best one to mod, even though I haven't even modded my cabinet. So I'm talking about how great it is to mod this cabinet, but I'm kind of speaking out of turn because I like mine to be vanilla. But that's just the truth, and I'm telling you how it is. The Street Fighter cabinet is a lot of fun to play because I have a daughter and we like playing these games together. And she's only 10 and she's never played these games, and I did as a kid, and so I'm telling her, just like all the Arcade1Up videos, look how cool this game is, and she's falling for it. It's really, really cool. She's like, Dad, these games are really fun. And I'm like, I know. And she's better than me at Street Fighter, and that makes me really depressed because I do as many Hadoukens as I possibly can, but she just beats me up. Even though the joysticks that I have are not the best quality joysticks, I can still do the Hadouken on command, right? And she knows all the games. You know, she goes to her iPad and she just like puts in like Street Fighter cheat codes, and she just memorizes it all and just like does all the special moves on me, and then she wins. And she's in fact beat the game. She's 10. I'm better than her at Quantum, though, so that's a thing. You remember when you were a kid, when your parents spent time with you? Yeah, that was awesome, right? Do the same. Moving on to the next cabinet that I really, really enjoy. This is a personal favorite of mine. It is Galaga. Now, that's why I really like this cabinet, mainly because it's a personal favorite. I recall playing this game in the arcade and on the NES, and it was a ton of fun. So you can disagree with me all you want, and you have the absolute right to do so. I just like the cabinet because I think that game is awesome. The next game, number 4, is Pac-Man. Now, I remember playing Pac-Man as a kid, but then I started thinking, I'm like, okay, I was at that hospital, and they had all those games that were like free play, and it was blue, and it said Pac-Man, and there was a Mrs. in front of it. Yeah, why did I buy the Pac-Man cabinet? The one I remember playing as a kid was Ms. Pac-Man. But I have it. So it's number 4. It looks really cool. It's red. It's got the red trim. And when people come over, they're all like, hey, you have Pac-Man. And I'm like, yeah, I have a Pac-Man cabinet. And I'm like, it's actually only a 3/4 cabinet and there's a riser. And they look at me and go, what are you talking about? I don't know what a 3/4 size cabinet is, nor a riser. You have arcades. And I'm like, well, these are like imitation arcades. And they go, no, you have a whole bunch of full-size arcades in your basement, and that's really cool. And they think that I spent like $5,000 on them, but I didn't. And maybe it's because my family isn't very smart about how electronics works, and they're really, really surprised when I tell them that I got them for only like $300. And they're like, who did you steal them from? And I'm like, I didn't steal them from anybody. I went to Walmart and I gave them my credit card, and then they gave me the cabinets. And then sometimes I waited until there was a discount, and then I paid at a discount for them. And they're like, what's a discount? And I'm like, have you ever heard of brickseek.com? And they're like, no, what's that? I'm like, well, it's a website that will like, show you a whole bunch of discounts on websites, and they don't know what I'm talking about, and they think that I'm high or something, but I tell them I don't do drugs, and they know that, but whatever. I have cabinets in my basement, and you don't, so whatever. So let's go on to the number 4. I'm sorry, I did 4 already, right? Let's go to the 5th cabinet, the one I kind of regret buying. Yeah, this is the one I kind of regret buying, and that's the Rampage cabinet. We never play it. When we first got it, we played it a lot, and when we had a party, there was a whole bunch of kids that were playing with it, and since then, we're just like too busy playing the other cabinets. But also we have a Switch, and we have a Wii U, which we started buying a whole bunch of Wii U games because they're like only like $8 now. And so we've been playing a lot of Wii U games. And so, yeah, that Rampage cabinet doesn't get played very often. And I would totally trade it in for a Final Fight cabinet. Yeah, I think I would play the Final Fight cabinet a lot more. And that's what we're going to be talking about next. Is the 2019 cabinets. Now, will I be picking up a Mortal Kombat 2? No. Street Fighter's the last competition fighting cabinet I plan on getting. If I ever wanted to play Mortal Kombat 2, probably wouldn't. Kind of been there, done that, and I played those games when I was a kid. I'm just not really interested in Mortal Kombat 2. But Final Fight is fun. Final Fight is a fun game. I think it's a really cool arcade cabinet, and it has a great selection of games on it, and all of them would be a lot of fun to play. It's a 2-player cabinet. It's got 2 buttons each, and if I got sick of it, guess what? Be modding that, turning it into a 2-player Super Mario Versus cabinet. That would be completely sick. Out of this world. Would be awesome. Space Invaders, man. I don't like the idea that this only has Space Invaders on it. I mean, I loved Galaga, right? I said Galaga was really good, and Galaga only has 2 games on it. But I'm kind of getting tired of buying cabinets that only have 2 games on it, and both of them are pretty much the same, right? So you got Pac-Man and then Pac-Man Plus. You got Galaga and then Galaxian. Pretty much the same game. And then you have Space Invaders and then Space Invaders Color. Like, come on, man. Those are kind of bottom of the barrel for me. I mean, I know I said the Rampage cabinet was a number 5 for me. I just don't think those are a great collection of games. But the Karate Champ is another example, and I'm getting a little irritated with the Karate Champ because if you look at the Karate Champ, I mean, I think they've added some buttons to it. Of course, the CES, they showed the pictures of the Karate Champ. They had those there. People were taking pictures and posting it on the internet, and it only had the 2 joysticks or the 4 joysticks, 2 players, right? And they even said, hey, this is just the demo unit. It technically only had the 1 game on it, and then they were going to add those other games because they're all from Data East, and they made a deal with them. But why they didn't make Burger Time the primary title, I don't know, because Burger Time was like a game that I played everywhere. I mean, my friends had Burger Time at their house. The 7-Eleven had a Burger Time cabinet, or was it like Putt-Putt Golf? I can't remember. They were like next to each other. They also had Pole Position, and that's a great game. And I remember playing Kung Fu in an arcade and Karate Champ. I didn't play them very much, and maybe that's the thing. Maybe if I played that game a lot in the 80s, I would be like all over it. And it's kind of cool. I think people will come over and be like, hey, what the heck is this cabinet? It's got like 2 joysticks. Like, how do you play this? And they probably wouldn't remember, or maybe they would. I'm not sure. And maybe they'd have some fun, but I don't know. I just kind of wish it was the Burger Time cabinet. And so I don't know, maybe I'll pick up that cabinet and mod it and make it Burger Time, or maybe I'm just gonna hold off and hope that Arcade1Up comes out with a variant of their Data East license. Maybe they'll do the Karate Champ for like 3 months or 6 months, and then they'll do another version of it where Burger Time is their primary title. And then all the artwork would be Burger Time, and then I would be totally happy, and I'd probably pick that up. So the biggest problem that I have right now is that I'm running out of space, and yeah, so the countercades and the wallcades may actually be the reality of what I'll get. I'm going to pick those up. They're small enough, they're cheap enough. I'll do a review of them here on the channel, so look forward to that later this year. Give you my review of those small little arcade cabinets. I think those will be really sweet. For sure, I'm going to be tracking the release of each of these units. Now that I have my room all set up, I can make these videos more often. And I will be tracking. I'm a software developer by trade. I'm going to write some scripts that track which retail locations actually start having these available, and I can share that information with you so you can know right away when these cabinets first debut and become available in certain retail locations. And of course, after a certain period of time, the exclusive rights go away from some of the retailers, and those other retailers start picking up. I'm going to try to track that, show that to you, let you guys know. So please like and subscribe and follow me and hit that ring, that little bell icon. That's a special bell that like helps me in many ways. One is helps you because you get to know about my videos right when they become available, so you can watch them early. And when you watch them early and you watch them for more than a minute or two, it'll suggest those to other people that have similar viewing habits, and that helps to grow my channel. And that would be really cool for you to help me. It's like a little gift by you subscribing and watching my content and continue watching the majority of the episodes. Even if you're like surfing the internet on another tab or something like that and listen to me in the background, I'm hoping that these come across as a good audio pieces so you can listen, and that'll increase my watch time. And I have no plans on monetizing anytime soon. I just want to deliver this content to you guys free of any charge. So hopefully you will appreciate that. You will enjoy that. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this with your friends, and I'll see you next time.